Morning, everyone. My name is Kimberly, and what I'd like to do today is talk to everyone about the signs and symptoms of a stroke, what they are, how to react to them, and how to save the life of ourselves or a family member. This may not only save the life, but it also could save the quality of a life. Strokes are a very common occurrence in this country. One happens approximately every 40 seconds. So by the time I'm done talking to you, 12 people in this country have already had a stroke. That's 800,000 people a year that are affected by this tragic circumstance. Now, what are the symptoms? How do we protect ourselves? And what does the future hold? Now, in this country, we have wonderful medical technology. We have the ability to replace organs when they are damaged with transplants. We can replace a damaged kidney with a new one. We can replace a non-functioning heart valve with a new one. We can do this mechanically, or we can do this with live organs. We can fix our hearing and our eyesight with corrective devices or with surgery. The one thing that we cannot do, the one thing we do not have the ability to do, is to fix our brain cells once they have died. Once they have died, they are gone forever. And the abilities that were attached to that brain cell are also gone forever. So this either leads to death or permanent disability. So this is why acting quickly is the most important thing that we can do. Now, how do we know we are having the signs and symptoms of a stroke and we're just not feeling well? Well, there is an acronym that we come up with. It's called Be Fast. Now, the B for the B stands for balance. If we wake up or we go from a chair to a standing position and we stumble, we fall, we lose balance, this is one of the major signs. The second major sign is E for your eyes, our vision. Our vision is a very telltale sign that there is a problem. Our vision will either double, we could suddenly have black spots within our vision field, we could lose our vision totally, or it could just simply be blurred. If any of these conditions occur, we need to assume that something is wrong and we need to call for help. The F is in fast is for our face, because drooping will occur in our face. It will generally happen on one side and not the other, and it will generally be shown most prominently in the eye or the mouth. So if we simply ask the person that we think is having a problem if they would smile for us, it is a big indicator if there is a problem. Because if both sides of the mouth go up the same, they're not having a stroke. If only one side of the mouth goes up and the other side droops, then there is a big issue and you need to call for help. The next one is arms, because paralyzation and numbness is also a big factor with strokes. And again, this generally happens on one side of the body or the other, depending upon where the stroke is located in the brain. If you ask the person to lift their arms up over their head and one arm suddenly drops, that means there is weakness or not controlling that limb, and then you need to call for help. S is for speech. The next thing you need to pay attention to is the person's speech. Is the person suddenly mumbling? Is the person unable to speak at all? Can the person simply not answer a simple question? What color are your shoes? And they come up with the word wall. They cannot put two and two together. They are confused, disoriented with their speech. This is a major, major sign. We must act on it. And the most important acronym of them all is the T for time. Now, time, we have a very limited amount of time that we can react to save and to stop permanent disability and to save a life. This is referred to as our golden hour. So if you see any of these symptoms, you need to react quickly. You need to call for help, because it is much better to call for help and to have the diagnosis come back as something else than to be permanently disabled for life. So now you see somebody you believe is having a stroke. What do? The first thing you do is you call 911. Strokes are a medical emergency 100% of the time. If you question, if you think, if you have a doubt, you call 911 without question. You do not stop. When you have 911 on the phone, you do not say, Marie fell down or Marie stumbled. You say, I believe Marie is having a stroke. What this does is this implements an entire new set of procedures, not only for the MS staff, but also for the hospital that they will take you to. This could change the way that they transport you. If you are living in a very rural area, or if there is some type of major problem with traffic, they may decide that it is safer, time-wise, to pick you up with a helicopter rather than bring you in by ambulance. The hospital is also notified that there is someone coming in with a stroke, or the possibility of a stroke. With this, they have cleared the way. A stroke alert has gone out in the hospital with the time frame that they expect you to be there. They have cleared your way in advance to make sure that the tests are going to be done immediately as you get rolled through those doors. Your blood work is all going to be done on a priority basis. Your CAT scan, your MRI, your echocardiogram. You're going to go from one test into the next test, into the next test without waiting, because they know how important it is to not only get all of these exams done immediately, but to get the results done as soon as possible, because again, we are looking at the golden hour of treatment. So now that you have arrived at the hospital and they have done your blood work and they have taken you through the MRI, the CAT scan, they've done an echocardiogram, and you're in the room, the doctor comes up to you and says, you are having a stroke. We have the option to treat you because you have come into the hospital within that golden window. What they do is they have the ability to give you a drug. It's called TPA. This TPA is considered a miracle drug. It is considered a clot-busting drug. However, it can only be given within the first hour of symptoms of a stroke. So because you were smart enough and you notified everybody that you were on your way in, because you called for help, they have the ability to administer this drug. This drug will remove the clots or dissolve the clots in your brain and thin out your blood. When this happens, brain death or brain cell death stops, and they can start limiting the disabilities that you would have received from the stroke. You have now taken control of the situation. You are now helping yourself and you're protecting your future. There is no guarantee that you will have no disabilities from this, but you have reduced the amount of disabilities that you have tenfold. You have not only saved your life, but you've saved the quality of your life, all by knowing the simple acronym, Be Fast. Thank you.